It's official. It's the horrors that rule the world. I took 50 minutes of my time to listen to a YouTube presentation by Shout Out Your Abortion that featured Martha Plimpton and a Dr. Willie Parker. And pretty much I kind of thought I'd be very bad at listening to this YouTube. Mom, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. Okay, so I took the time to listen to this YouTube presentation by Shout Out Shout Out Your Abortion, and it featured Martha Plimpton and a black doctor named Willie Parker. And at this point, it's just official. It's the horrors that rule the world. I mean, not only did I have to listen to Martha Plimpton and Willie Parker talk about their pro-abortion views, but at the end of the videotape, I had to listen to a woman talk about sex worker rights. So basically, we should understand that one, it's the horrors that rule the world. And two, pro-abortion people have no conception of the fact that if their mother aborted them, during pregnancy, they just would not be born. I mean, if Martha Plimpton and Willie Parker were both aborted by their own mothers, they wouldn't be there up in stage, talking about their pro-abortion choices. Now, the age difference between Martha Plimpton and I is 6 years. And I actually got to see Martha Plimpton perform in a Shakespeare play, Shakespeare in the Park. I got to see her perform, and she was really great. She does Shakespeare a lot better than I could do it. I would need to take, some classes to do some Shakespeare, but I saw Martha Plimpton do Shakespeare, and she was great. But, unfortunately, the Hollywood lifestyle that she grew up with, didn't really, give her any values outside the liberal mainstream media. I mean, Martha Plimpton could talk about how she got an abortion at 19, but Martha Plimpton can't talk about how she was a Gen X girl, growing up in Hollywood. And we all know that Hollywood, has a cosmopolitan lifestyle that endorses sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So, Martha Plimpton can talk about how she had an abortion at 19, but, she can't talk about how it was like to be a Gen X girl, growing up in Hollywood, where the motto is sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And Martha Plimpton also dated River Phoenix, and, you got to be a Gen X girl like me to know who was River Phoenix. He was an actor who died very young because of drug overdose, and everybody thought that River Phoenix was a goody two-shoes boy who was like into vegan health and everything. Like River Phoenix, he was supposed to be a vegan, and he wasn't supposed to be into doing anything bad. But River Phoenix, he died of a drug overdose, and River Phoenix and Martha Plimpton actually dated each other. I wouldn't think Martha Plimpton aborted River Phoenix baby or anything. I mean, basically, Martha Plimpton could talk about aborting her baby at 19, but she just can't talk about how it was like to be a Hollywood child star, in 30 years ago, like in the 80s, everything. I mean, it's just Hollywood, has a very cosmopolitan lifestyle that endorses sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So that's Martha Plimpton. And Willie Parker, I mean, he's just another black man who would make a woman a fatherless baby. I mean, I tried to listen to his man point of view about abortion, and it's just the conclusion is don't date any man who is pro-choice, because the pro-choice man has no conception of the fact that it just takes two to tango. And if you get pregnant, he won't take any responsibility for it. Or if he does take any responsibility for it, it's just to help you get an abortion because you decided that, it just wasn't right for you. No, you can't date a man who is pro-choice, because a pro-choice man won't take any responsibilities for his actions after he sleeps with you. I mean, the pro-choice man will just help you get an abortion at Planned Parenthood if you decide that you're just not ready for motherhood and you can't handle having a baby. Um, no, this is just basically what I got out of it. I mean, at this point, it's official. It's the whores that rule the world. I mean, shout out for your abortion. Not only endorses abortion, but they also endorse sex worker rights. I mean, they totally endorse prostitution and abortion. Whatever this organization is, they endorse abortion and prostitution. So it's official. It's the whores that rule the world. And also, pro-abortion people just have no conception of the fact that if they got aborted, they just will not be born. And if Martha Plimpton and Willie Parker both got aborted by their mothers, they wouldn't be up in that stage talking about their abortion views. No. It's just, it's official. It's the whores that rule the world. And if you're a woman, you can't date a man who is pro-choice because the only responsible, you just can't date a man who is pro-choice. The only responsibility he will take for you is to drive you to the abortion clinic at Planned Parenthood because the pro-choice man just has no conception of the fact that it just takes two to tango. And, he just has no conception of the fact that, he should date a woman that, he might love to marry, not just love to have sex with. No, don't date a man who is pro-choice because the only responsible action he'll take for you is a drive to Planned Parenthood to get an abortion because he is well convinced that, you're just not ready to have motherhood and you need an abortion because, you didn't sleep with a man that you actually care to marry. No. Don't date a man who is pro-choice. The pro-choice man won't take any responsibility for you, and if he does care to help you, it's just to get an abortion at Planned Parenthood. It's really, sincerely official. It's the whores that rule the world. Bye-bye.